Right, in this video we are going to look at setting up a hard disk in WinUEA. Obviously, as you can see, I'm using the last version of the Amiga ROM I was able to get hold of, which was 3.1, version 40.063. Obviously, you don't really need to know that, as you can see it on screen. Right, to set up the hard disk, what you need to do is make sure you've got WinUEA selected and press the F12 button. Obviously, this brings up WinUEA's settings. So from there, you go to CDs and hard disk. You go to Add Hard File. You give it a size in megabytes. For this one, we'll go for 120 meg. You hit Create. We'll give it a name of Test. Save it. And then in the file system, you need to select Fast File System. You'll need to extract that from a workbench disk. I'll do another video at some point in showing you how to extract that. So then you give the disk a name, and that's it as far as creating the disk goes for now. The other thing you'll have to make sure is you've actually running up a workbench disk, or if you try and boot the Amiga in this state, you'll get a disk that says a message coming up saying that the disk is invalid. So we basically click on there. We go to I'm using Workbench 310. So obviously I select the install disk, go to open. For ease of convenience, I'm increasing the speed of the floppy disk emulation, which makes things slightly faster. Hit OK, press F12 again, hit restart. That reboots the Amiga and it should take us into Workbench. Which it does. Give it a couple of seconds and the other hard disk should turn up. Yes. Obviously, as you can see, it says NDOS at the moment. Basically, there's no file system and the disk is not formatted. So go there, then go up to the top, go to Icons, go to Format Disk, give it a name. In this case, we'll call it System. Make sure you've got Fast File System selected. Put trash, basically puts a trash bin in there. You can hit format if you want to do a full format on it, or if you just want to do a quick format, select quick format, click format, then enter format again. The disk will initialize, and obviously you have a disk then called system. Right, this still doesn't mean the disk is bootable, unfortunately. So we open our workbench disk, drag the workbench disk across to one side, open our freshly formatted system disk, put that there, drag that down to the bottom there. Obviously, then go up to here, go to View by Name, and then go back to the top and Show All Files. Repeat the same process, show all files, window, view by name. Obviously, as you can see, virtually both windows are identical, except that the floppy disk doesn't have a folder on it called trash, or draw as it was with the Amiga. Sorry, I'm using PC terms when trying to describe an Amiga here. I apologise for that. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to copy the contents of the Amiga disk, Amiga Workbench install disk across to the hard disk we've just created. So next is expansion. Then we do HD setup. Even though I've set the disk rate to be faster, it's still taking a bit of time. I've just done that to save a bit of time. Obviously, if you was using a physical Amiga, you would end up with it going tick, tick, tick to access the disk. So then we copy the remaining folders across. Last two folders. Yeah, that's one thing I would say about this. Occasionally when I've clicked on folders, instead of dragging them, it sometimes opens them. But obviously if you make a mistake, just close that window. Right, so now, as you can see, we've got the system disk and the workbench disk almost looks identical bar the trash folder. So we'll close both of these down. We will hit F12 again. We will eject the floppy disk from there. Then we will hit reset. And we should find that the Amiga boots into Workbench like that. Right, that's all I'm going to do in this video. As I said, one of the other videos I'll do is I'm going to show you how to properly install Workbench by basically going into System, then clicking on Install and running the install script there. I'll show you how to get the rest of Workbench installed that way. I'll also as well go over how to extract the fast system from your Workbench disk as well. But I'll use a slightly different version of Workbench for that. I think the version I'm going to have to use for that is 1.3, I think is where I got it from originally, which is another ADF image I've got for Workbench. But as I said, for now, that basically shows you how to get a hard disk image up and running in WinUEA. Thank you for watching and have a good day.